Good evening. This annual meeting of September 10th, 2018 of the Dubuque Community School District Board of Education is called to order. Our mission is to develop world-class learners, citizens of character in a safe and inclusive learning community. Roll call again. Okay, good. All right, we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Carver Elementary.
Hi, my name is Allison Richardson, and this is Carver, and we're in 5th grade.
Hi, my name is Avery Richardson, and I'm in. Okay.
Hi, my name is Jack Cooman, and I'm at Carver.
Hi, I'm Alex Waddick.
Hi, I'm Becca Bergfeld.
Hi, I'm Greta.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I move the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on August 13th and the work session on August 29th, 2018 as submitted.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on August 13th and the work session on August 29th, 2018 as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, we have some red carpet recognitions. We will start with Hempstead High School in the class of 2022. I know, time flies.
Here they come again. Well, we're not getting any older.
Yeah, they were born well after 2000. If that makes you feel
Okay, thank you.
So thank you for having us. Hempstead is back again this year for a commitment to graduate from the class of 2022 in the strategic plan. A graduation rate is certainly something that everyone wants to pay attention to. And we know that part of that is just talking about it. Even with the 90% graduation rate, with 400 students, that still means 40 students are not making it to their 4-year graduation. So we want to be upfront with it. We want to talk about it. So we do it the very first day the class arrives. And we invite the superintendent, the board president, the secretary of the board to come over and sign it. I'll let them introduce first. We hang this at the entryway so the students walk by that every day when they come in. We take it to graduation down at Five Flags when they're done, and so it's a heavily photo item down there. They usually point to the spot where they signed, and they remember back to that very first day where they signed it in the lunchroom. So we'll let the Mustangs introduce themselves, and then we'll meet you over there at the diploma. So Jamari, right in front of the microphone.
I'm Jamari Jackson.
I'm Ella Schrader.
I'm George Sherlock.
I'm Kayla Christensen. I'm Lily Hefner. I'm Rachel Kova.
Oh.
All right, we can get a picture.
Somebody's going to run speech for us at the annual meeting when they do this. Kick back the last check email.
Let's see what this picture looks like 4 years from now.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Go get 'em Mustangs.
And we have one more red carpet recognition, Kathy Dressler from the Dubuque Racing Association.
Hi, I'm Kathy Dressler. I'm the Director of Grants with the Dubuque Racing Association. I would like to thank the board for inviting me to the meeting. Last year I had the opportunity to attend with Brian Southwood, who has been gone for like the last 10 months, and crossing my fingers, I only have to call him like once a month now, so we're doing pretty good. For those of you who may not be completely familiar with the DRA, we hold the license for casino gaming operations at Q Casino, and we're the co-licensee for the Diamond Joe. The DRA is operated by a volunteer board of directors comprised of 21 different people from our community. They work together with Q Casino staff and help guide the operations there. Each year, the DRA distributes funds from our operations. This year, 145 area organizations received grant awards totaling over $1.2 million. Part of our mission at the DRA is to provide social, economic, and community betterment. This year, on behalf of our board of directors and the staff at Diamond Joe and Q, I have the privilege to present a check to the Dubuque Community School District for $154,000 for their 2018 grant award. This brings the total amount awarded to just over $3.6 million since the DRA has been around. So I have this big check here. We can grab a picture.
Front here. Awesome. No, thank you. That's fantastic.
It's our pleasure, and you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys take that one today. Thank you so much.
I move the Board of Education.
We have board salutes first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, we can start with Mr. Sansey.
Yeah, so a board salute goes to the many sponsors who are supporting the Alternative Learning Center Tiny House Project. This project is an amazing project that's bringing a lot of community partners together to give our students hands-on learning opportunities. You know, key partner is the foundation of Dubuque Public Schools, and there are many more partners who are working on this project to help our students maximize their 4 years at our school. So thank you to all the partners who are working on this project.
And I have a board salute recognizing Roosevelt Middle Schools has a greenhouse project. Very exciting endeavor that they're in the midst of. And tonight we can thank Dubuque Mercy Health Foundation, who recently donated $8,000 in funding for the greenhouse project at Roosevelt. It will support the work of both the school's garden club as well as classroom instruction in that area. So we recognize that Dubuque Mercy Health Foundation is among the top supporters of the project. There are others, and we appreciate that as well. And really what this provides is a wonderful real-world hands-on learning experience for the kids at Roosevelt who are involved. So we thank Dubuque Mercy Health Foundation.
Great, thank you. Mr. Prohaska.
Yes, I have a board salute to members of our IT staff, Colby Culbertson, Monica Wachter, Steph Pulls, Jacob Blau, Kathy Digman, Amy Nevins, and the entire IT staff who spent countless hours preparing for and implementing the new Infinite Campus system. This is a critical system in the district. This team worked closely with building staff who also deserve great thanks because they did have a new program that they're working with, as well as with families that were involved in this transition. They spent many evening hours at the office working closely with the Infinite Campus implementation team to ensure that we were able to register students and begin the school year with the new system. kudos to each one of them for their role in the successful transition. And this is I'm under the assumption that this is a more stable system and it's a more kind of a localized type system. So thank you very much.
Great, thank
If
you.
I could just add to that, Mr. Prohaska, the work done in the offices of our schools has been a major part of that contribution as well. And we thank our secretaries and administrative assistants for their great work.
Great, thank you.
Okay,
All right.
now I move the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum. No, I don't have a salute.
Second the motion?
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Anyone wishing to address the board can do so at this time. Okay.
I move that the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
I move that the Board of Education approve those items listed on the consent agenda.
Second.
Are there any members wishing to have any items removed from the consent agenda? Okay. It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, that takes us to our Facilities Support Services report.
Very good. We met last Tuesday, and this time I only have one major thing to report, or major motion. I move that the Board of Education approve change order number 1 to Giese Roofing Company on the Jefferson Middle School roof replacement project in the decreased amount of $2,805.35.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve change order number 1 to Giese Roof Company on the Jefferson Middle School roof replacement project in the decreased amount of $2,805.35. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right. Educational programs report.
Thank you. We had met last Wednesday, and just as Mr. Prohaska reported on the work group that he chairs, I'm pleased to introduce to those who were not present at the educational programs meeting a little bit about our time together. It's a work session. And we started by having 4 topics which district staff brought us up to date on in terms of information and sharing. The first harkens to an ongoing conversation that the board has had regarding school start and end times, and looking at, could we follow what we know research to have as some concerns about our current start times, especially for secondary schools. And so we're pleased to receive from Ernie, our Director of Transportation, and Superintendent Reingans, information that they have gathered about how busing might be affected by looking at start and end times. And we learned that in order to make a common or nearly common start time for all and end time for all 19 schools, it would take about 20 additional buses. So Superintendent Reingans reported that, not able perhaps at this time to look at that, but possibly for next year being able to look at tweaking those times in a way that will move us closer what best practice recommends for start and end times. So much more to be brought forward with that, and more research to be done. We know that if buses were to be able to do a single run with elementary and secondary students, that we would have some efficiencies in that. And many, many districts do that, including our neighbor district, Western Dubuque. And so more conversation about that, but we've begun that review process, and so we heard information about that. Secondly, David Moeller, who coordinates the Career and Technical Education Program, brought us information, and we were able to celebrate that the district has recently been awarded a grant, which it applied for, in the amount of $76,535, and that's a computer science grant, and it goes to develop a long-range plan for the area of computer science instruction, to train teachers on computer science curriculum, and for them to receive support necessary to get additional coursework. One of the difficult areas for us to staff is in the area of computer science education. And so possibly that there'll be some additional coursework made available by the grant, and help all of our teachers be competent and confident in working with computer science in their coursework, whatever it might be. So the last part of the grant, I think, is noteworthy, and that's to look at a computer science program where enrollment represents all student groups, and that we see the issue of equity as it relates to computer science instruction will be a part of the review made possible by the grant. So we celebrate that. Congratulations to all district staff who were involved in writing and ultimately securing that grant. The third topic was the elementary math pilot. Cindy Steffens, Director of Elementary Education, and Mandy Pfaff, the math curriculum leader for the district, and Jenny Donath, who is a 5th grade teacher at Carver and has been involved with math leadership for several years, brought us information about the math study. The elementary math study was begun about a year and a half ago, led by Bridget Hamilton, who was the coordinator at that time. And she and a large team of teachers came through the process of reviewing best practices, looking at available programs that might meet the standards that are set forth for us now, looking at assessments in math, instructional best practices in math. And happily, that group, now led by Mandy, has made a decision that it will proceed with the Bridges elementary math program created by the Math Learning Center. And so this year, just so everybody knows, there will be 22 teachers in the 13 elementary schools, at least one in each elementary school, more in some schools, who will pilot that program this year. So some of our students, some of our families will have the opportunity to get familiar with that program and help us prepare for full implementation a year from now in all elementary schools and all classrooms. And the fourth topic of information brought to us by Mark Burns, Director of Secondary Education, has to do with the 8th grade honors math program. And he shared with us that Senate File 2318 was passed last year in the Iowa legislature, and it requires that students younger than 9th grade taking high school math classes will now earn high school credit for taking those classes. So there's much involved with that, and I'm sure Mark will keep us posted about that as we go forward. But we're pleased to have those 4 areas of information that the board now is aware of and is able to be mindful as we look at a variety of things. Then lastly, in our consent agenda, we just approved the 6 policies that were reviewed by the committee. Everything from naming schools to the district's guiding principles, having boundary lines for attendance centers, student records, achievement recognition when a team goes to state, what's our board policy on that, and communicable and infectious diseases. Sometimes we forget the range of things that are part of the policy life of this district, and so every meeting, Joni brings us a plethora of topics and areas for us to take a look at. So that was the nature of our work.
Great. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay, we can move on to new business.
I move the Board of Education establish the regular meeting of the Board of Education for the second Monday of each month at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum, and strategic plan meetings the 4th Monday in October, February, and May at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education establish the regular meeting of the Board of Education for the second Monday of each month at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum, and strategic plan meetings the fourth Monday in October, February, and May at 5:30 p.m. at the Forum. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move the Board of Education name the Telegraph Herald as the official publication of record.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education name the Telegraph Herald as the official publication of record. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move the Board of Education name Firsty Carew, Juergens, and Submeyer, PC as the official legal counsel of record.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education name Firsty Carew, Juergens, and Sudmeyer, PC as the official legal counsel of record. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move the Board of Education approve the following banks as depositories for the district funds not to exceed $50 million each. American Trust and Savings Bank, Midwest One Bank, Bankers Trust, Collins Community Credit Union, Dubuque Bank and Trust, Fidelity Bank and Trust, Premier Bank, and U.S. Bank.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the following banks as depositories for district funds not to exceed $50 million each. American Trust and Savings Bank, Midwest One Bank, Bankers Trust, Collins Community Credit Union, Dubuque Bank and Trust, Fidelity Bank and Trust, Premier Bank, and U.S. Bank. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move the Board of Education approve the 2018 and 19 board committees as submitted.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the 2018-19 board committees as submitted. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, since this is an annual meeting, we go on to
Nominations.
nominations of officers. Do you want to?
I would like to make a nomination. Can we go into nominations right now? I would like to nominate Tammy Ryan as our board president.
Thank you.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for this? Okay. You want-
I move, are there any other nominations? I move that the Board of Education close the nomination and cast unanimous ballot for Tammy Ryan as president.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education close the nominations and cast a unanimous ballot of Tammy Ryan as president. Is there any discussion?
You've done a great job.
The confirmation hearing could get ugly.
You've done well, so you can have another year, Tammy.
You did so good, you get to do it again.
Why, thank you very much. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you very much. Oh,
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of President in the Dubuque Community School District of Dubuque and Jackson Counties, Iowa, as now or hereafter required by law?
I will.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well.
I would like to make a nomination for Vice President, Jim Prohaska.
All right. Are there any other nominations for Vice President?
I would move that Tom Barton continue as Vice President.
Oh, thank you. I respectfully
Decline?
decline out of sheer exhaustion, and
I understand.
I think Jim would do it. Thank you, Nancy.
I think
Thank
Jim
you
would
so
do a
much.
great job, too. I just recognize the great work that you've done this
Oh,
year.
thank you. Appreciate that. No, I think Jim would be great. I actually talked with Jim earlier, and when he said he was interested in the role, I thought, hey, that sounds pretty good to me and for the board and for our citizens. Thank you,
And I'll
Nancy.
withdraw my nomination.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I move the Board of Education close the nominations and cast a unanimous ballot of Jim Prohaska as Vice President.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education close the nominations and cast a unanimous ballot of Jim Prohaska as Vice President. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, Mr. Prohaska, I get the honors to do this.
Pass it on down. Huh?
Yeah.
Raise my right hand. Oh, no, you don't.
Yes, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of Vice President in the Dubuque Community School District of Dubuque and Jackson Counties, Iowa, as now or hereafter required by law?
I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It'll be nice working with you.
Nice working with you.
Thank you.
All right.
I make a motion that the Board of Education appoint Joni Lucas as secretary.
Second.
It is, everybody, really quick. It has been moved.
Write that down as a double second. Triple.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education appoint Joni Lucas as secretary. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, now we will reverse the.
You look happy.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of Secretary in the Dubuque Community School District of Dubuque and Jackson Counties, as now or hereafter required by law?
I will.
Thank you. You do an awesome job. We would be lost without you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joni.
One of our great gifts, Joni Lucas.
Yes.
Thank you, John.
She puts up with all of us.
Yep.
Great work.
I move the Board of Education appoint Kevin Kelleher as the treasurer.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education appoint Kevin Kelleher as treasurer. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
He must have felt confident.
I know, we like this.
Running is
Nobody's running up to take his job. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of treasurer in the Dubuque Community School District of Dubuque and Jackson Counties, as now or hereafter required by law?
I will.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Kevin, great job.
Yes, the two of them keep
Good work.
us sane with all of that. All right. Is there any other administrative issues to come before the board or board member?
I have one or two things that I'd like to mention. This Saturday is the open house at Senior High School at 10 a.m. It'll be a short program. I think there's going to be tours available to approximately 11:30, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, primarily an open house format, a few words right at the beginning at 10, but come by and take a look. It's a beautiful project, and you know, we're thankful to have the 1 cent sales tax in order to be able to do that project. So.
There's one other thing I'd like to kind of compliment or thank Stan and Ernie for taking the time to investigate the school start time business and realize that the impetus kind of for it came from professionals in the field as far as secondary students being able to have a later start time. It's kind of a trend, I think, in the Iowa a little bit nationally, but I know there are some obvious hurdles, and one of them is financial that we would have to contend with. But I am encouraged to hear that we are looking at it, at possibly tweaking, as Nancy mentioned, and so thank you very much for exploring this.
Great.
I guess just for a little clarification, we don't anticipate major start time shifts.
No.
But looking at how we might condense the double routes that we currently do and make some slight changes with the secondary buildings.
Right.
If feasible, yeah.
If I could add, not to that, something totally different, but since it's our annual meeting, you wouldn't want to miss an opportunity to thank Tammy and Tom for their leadership in the past year. People don't recognize, I mean, this whole board puts a lot of time in, but people don't recognize that there's even additional time that's put forth by the leadership. So Tammy, thank you. Tom, thank you. Tammy, thank you for coming here, and Prohaska, watch out, because it's coming.
I will.
It's coming.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Any administrative issues?
Not this time.
Anybody? Wow, we're good. We are adjourned.